Warehouses across the country are using tech to get their work done. Let's look at what they're using and how this high-tech equipment gets tested. I'm Emily Cassulo, and this is Tech Byte. It's all about trial and error at Kenco Logistics' new Supply Chain Innovation Lab. They're testing machines like these robots to make sure they get the job done for their customers. It's a real tech test lab.
Our goal here is not to be a showcase. It truly is to take these technologies that we think are changing our industry and test them and prove their value.
One of the big items they're experimenting with are robots like this one. Kenco's Christy Montgomery says they're meant to save workers time and a lot of effort by moving bins around the warehouse.
Some of these warehouses are 2 million square feet. Some people walk 15 miles a day in those warehouses. We want to reduce that walking just from a pure ergonomic perspective, if nothing else, but certainly there's some cost savings as well.
Kenco is testing the robots to see which ones are the best fit for a particular company.
Our customers struggle with just who do they need to invest in? Which of these robotics companies make the most sense for them? So it's less about proving that the robot can do what it can do, but where is it the perfect fit for our customers?
Montgomery says companies are starting to use more robots because it's harder to find actual people to do the job. As more businesses move online, the robots will be used more often. Drones are also being tested for warehouse inventory. They're more accurate, using pictures to document the information.
We've been working with a number of the drone vendors to capture that inventory in an autonomous fashion, either during lights out or where people are not working. So the drone can fly when it's dark, the drone can fly when folks are taking their break, whatever the case may be, and it can capture all of that same information that people are having to capture manually today.
Augmented reality is used to actually train the warehouse workers much faster. Montgomery says it usually takes about 2 weeks to get someone proficient with an RF device, but these vision glasses cut that down to training workers within an hour.
They put on the glasses, they're immediately able to see what they're supposed to go do, and they have visual cues as to what's right and what's wrong. And so again, improving accuracy and quality of what they're doing, as well as training them quickly and giving them the ability to be successful.
Montgomery says testing these products helps make them better. As online shopping becomes more popular, so will these robots and other tech tools. I'm Emily Cassulo, and that's this week's Tech Byte. Technology is transforming the kitchen at your favorite hotel or restaurant. It's making it easier for chefs to feed a lot more people in a shorter amount of time. Let's see how it all works. I'm Emily Cassulo, and this is Tech Byte. This mobile test kitchen is traveling throughout the Southeast, showing chefs how some of this high-tech cooking equipment works.
Some of our restaurant equipment has connectivity, so where a combi oven can talk to a blast chiller and the blast chiller can talk to the combi oven. That information can also go up to the cloud and let a remote operator review recipes, build programs, or automate their process in the back of the house kitchen.
Electrolux's Richard Boshin says equipment like this can feed a lot of people very quickly thanks to the technology in it.
System, the connectivity, where you can basically cook your product, blast chill it, get it down to a HACCP temperatures quickly, fast and efficiently, and then bring it back up to rethermalization. The combi allows you to feed multiple people, rather through banquets in a formalized setting.
No need for a traditional panini maker, which can take 6 to 9 minutes for a sandwich, when you can use this Speed Delight. Bob Pierce with Preavett Marketing says it makes it crispy on the outside and fully cooked on the inside.
When you bring it down, we can program what that sandwich is, the bread, the type of bread, how much meat, the type of meat. You bring that down in anywhere from 90 seconds to 120 seconds. We can give you an internal temperature that you desire, and we can toast the outside of the bread. Very fast.
Hard copies of recipes are no longer needed in the kitchen with these devices.
We're able to download this, we're able to upload menus. If a guy has 20 stores, we can take that technology, we can download it to him once we've dialed in the sandwiches, plug it in with a USB, and boom. He has all his menus at all of his restaurants.
Boshin says chefs should step out of their comfort zone and try some new technology, which can seem scary but helps them do their jobs even better.
What some of these pieces of equipment can do is almost beyond reality. It helps kitchens be more functionally faster, more operating. It also reduces stress in the kitchen, and that's one of the leading factors to turnover, and with labor right now is a struggle to keep a good employee.
For more information on any of this high-tech cooking equipment, just go over to ProRepMKTG.com. I'm Emily Cassulo, and that's this week's Tech Byte. School security is a top priority across the country, and technology can make it happen. Let's look at some new improvements one school system is using to help keep their students safe. I'm Emily Cassulo, and this is Tech Byte. The Walker County School District in North Georgia is using tech to step up school security. The district recently enhanced its incident management system at its schools.
So the SILOC system works on a camera system, so it's integrated fully with 911. So immediately when we go into a level 3 lockdown, they're notified. When we had the drill, we were amazed. It was anywhere from 1 to 3 to 5 seconds before 911 was notified, and then we're dispatching law enforcement.
The upgrades include more security cameras at the schools. Now both administrators and Walker County's 911 center can access the camera system. Dispatchers use them if they need to send first responders out to an emergency.
And they're actually able to guide law enforcement through the building if need be.
The school district says this system speeds up response time.
The quicker we can get to an emergency, the better we're going to be.
And so now when they come on our building sites, they walk through it just like they would in any situation. So it's really sped up the time for them to access our building and to find if there's a potential intruder in the building, they can get to them quickly.
Superintendent Damon Rains says letting 911 dispatchers have access to these cameras also helps officers on the scene stay safe.
This now will give them someone who's really in their ear talking to them, saying to the right, to the left, ahead in that corridor, around the corner. That's going to be a huge tactical advantage for them as they enter our buildings.
The SILOC system even makes it easier for the superintendent and other administrators to put the schools on lockdown. They can do it from a cell phone, computer, or tablet. They even get text updates.
Anytime something goes into especially a serious lockdown, I'm getting a notification. Mr. Jones is getting a notification, and then we begin to get that word out from our incident command.
School administrators say they hope they never have to use this technology in a real emergency, but it's important to be prepared.
This day and time, our number one goal is to have a clean, safe learning environment, and as time goes and how things are happening in the world today, you want to be as safe as you can.
Jones says right now visitors can only get into the school using the main entrance. They hope to eventually add more doors using the key card access. I'm Emily Cassulo, and that's this week's Tech Byte. Digital voice assistants and do-it-yourself home security systems were popular Christmas gifts this year. Let's look at ways to keep your personal information safe after you set up these devices. I'm Emily Cassulo, and this is Tech Byte. Best Buy's Nathan Roach says voice assistants are easier to set up than you might think.
Be a little overwhelming when you first think about it, but it's really as simple as downloading an app and then really just putting in some basic information, and then you start kind of learning the steps on how to use the voice assistant.
And even though voice assistants are pretty popular items, there are growing privacy concerns over these devices always listening and home security systems being easy to hack into. Roach says if you're smart about using these devices, there's no need to worry.
So voice assistants, I do think, are an extremely safe device. Like anything that's on the internet, though, there's always a chance that somebody could gain access to it. What people really need to understand is it's not so much the voice assistant that we really need to protect as much as it is things like our wireless network at our home.
He says to make sure your network is password protected and that you don't use the factory password that comes with your device when you buy it.
It's important to set up things like two-factor authorization, which is simply just making sure if somebody were to log into your account from a different device, you'll receive a text message and know that something happened.
So is your voice assistant really always listening? Roach says yes and no.
And what it's listening for, and where people say it's always listening, is it's listening for that command for you to say, okay, Google. Or if you have an Amazon device saying, hey, Alexa, and it's waiting for that command. And then, of course, once it gets that command, that initiates it to basically send a signal out to whether it pull weather or whatever it may be.
Roach says voice assistants are safe and people should be confident putting them in their homes. Just use good internet safety when installing them and other devices. If you still need help setting up any of your new tech devices, Roach says Best Buy can help with that. They have a membership program called Total Tech Support, where they can send someone out to your home to help set everything up. I'm Emily Cassulo, and that's this week's Tech Byte.